Gender, what's next? Today, there's lots of developments and lots of things going on in our society that have to do with gender. Sometimes it's called gender ideology, sometimes it's called gender culture, because in fact there's a culture within our society that deals with gender. All this is of course related to sexuality, but now sexuality seems to have been replaced by gender. Sexuality is rooted in our biology. It's rooted in our very beings, in our bodies. Gender, on the other hand, is more of something that's in our heads. It has to do with our identity, how we present ourselves, how other people think about us. So where is all of this going? From a philosophical perspective, it looks like we're coming to the end of the road. And the end of the road is the end of the road of modernity that finishes in postmodernity, which some people speak of queer theory, in fact rightly so, as being a kind of cul-de-sac of postmodernity, in which this whole gender development is reaching the end of the road. I mentioned queer theory. One other way of describing gender and this ideology or this culture is through the very real reality that some people consider themselves today to be gender fluid or even gender lazy, which is an interesting term. There's some young people today who say, they're asked, what is your gender? And given that there's so many genders and so many theories about gender today, they say, well, I don't know, I'm not going to make a commitment, I'm just gender lazy. Well, this is interesting and it's an opportunity for those of us who are convinced that there's something different between men and women, something substantial, something real that's in reality, an embodied reality, because we humans are embodied. We're animals that are gifted with a spiritual soul, that we have rationality, such that we're able to go beyond our bodies, and yet we are constituted by our bodies, such that if you touch me, you're touching me if you touch my body. We are constituted by our very bodies. And it's because of this that marriage is determined by sexual difference, because human beings are either men or women. So I began this little insight saying, gender, what's next? To indicate that perhaps we've come to the end of the road and we're going to go beyond gender to a return, hopefully, to a recognition of sexual difference and sexual complementarity. This would be in line with recognizing human dignity as being rooted in being and not just ideas. That way we can get back from relativity, from subjectivity, to an objective truth about humans and respect everyone in their true human dignity.